Hi, I'm David Stark. This is my game called Airships Conquer the Skies. Currently working on some major upgrades to get it ready for Steam, and I'd like to show you today some of the things I'm doing with Heraldry. So Heraldry is basically coats of arms, stuff like that, and there's quite a complicated set of rules that you can use to make interesting things. So for starters, I'm just going to make a new game. And it gives me here a random coat of arms. So in this case 3 red eagles on a white background. Here on the right you can see what's that actually called. So in Heraldry there's this concept called blazon, which is a formal description of what a coat of arms looks like. If you're a programmer you can think of it as a very early image serialization format. So this is Argent 3 eagles gules. It's kind of a weird French-English mix. And because it's got the eagle as the symbol, it gives you a bonus, which is that all the cannons in the game for you are going to be twice as accurate as normal. So I'm just going to scroll through some examples of random coats of arms this thing can do. So this one's quite a complicated one. This one's quartered, so it's got 4 different symbols on it. In terms of what bonus is used, the one at the top left or nearest to the top left counts. So in this case this green ram's head gives us the ability to build a big ramming prow. Of course we can actually edit these coats of arms as well, which I'm going to do here. So here this is the editor. Here in the top left you choose the basic layout of what it's going to look like. So the simplest option is just the charge, the symbol you're using on a background. So we can choose a red background and a gold ram's head. Now you might have noticed when I chose a red background the color of the ram's head changed as well. And that's because of this thing called the rule of tincture, which is the most basic rule in Heraldry. It basically means that you're not allowed to have dark and light colors next to one another. And the reason for that is simply that it makes the coats of arms hard to read otherwise. If you imagine dark red, dark blue on top of one another, that's hard to see at a distance, because the original point of these coats of arms was to be able to identify who was who on the battlefield. And Airships enforces this rule of tincture, so when you change something it will always make sure that it's still obeyed. And it's actually kind of good because it means you get nice, interesting looking coats of arms and not some kind of muddy mess of color. So we can change the layout here. For example, we can have it on what's called a pale, so on a vertical stripe, and then of course we get more colors, so we can have something like that, or we can change the charge, which is the symbol at the center. And here we have a whole bunch of different options which all give us different abilities in the game, so that kind of gives you variation in how the game actually plays. And yeah, so for example we could do a tree here, and then we can also do some nice other effects. For example counter changing, which is this kind of this sort of effect. Or we can have multiple charges, so for example like this. These are both trees, but we could change one of them to be scales as well, and we can independently change what each of them looks like. So yeah, this is like a short introduction to the way this all works. The other cool thing is that when you've got a game account, when you own a copy of the game, you can create a coat of arms and you can then register it to your account, and that's the one you use in multiplayer fights. So you've got your own kind of logo within the game. So yeah, that's all really. Thanks for watching, and yeah, Airships will be out on Steam in a few weeks, and I hope to see you there and do horrible things to you in multiplayer.